So, you want to learn some arpeggios to spice up your lead guitar playing? Stick around and we'll go over how to turn your C chord into arpeggios that you can play all over the neck. Bam! What's up, guys? My name's Jeff Aulick and I'm a guitar player in Nashville, Tennessee. And yeah, let's dive right in. Okay, so you have your C chord. If you tuned into the last video, we changed it up a little bit by making it movable, right? We played it with our C chord with our pinky first on the 3rd fret, ring finger on the 2nd fret, and middle finger on the 1st fret. And that shape is going to be movable. We're going to use our 1st finger to act like the nut, right? So if you slide up 2 frets, here's your D chord. Well, today, let's pick a new key, because I like to pick a different key every day that I can. And so let's start out with the key of E. Why not? So let's count it up, right? Our root is on the A string. If you need help finding the notes on the string, check out episode 1. But we're going to walk up our A string. So A, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, right? That's where we're going. So that's going to be our C shape over our E chord, right? Position number 1, if you want to think about it that way. I know people call these by different names. I like to think of this as position 1. And we're going to just walk up the arpeggio, right? So I'm on the 7th fret of the A string, 6th fret of the D string, 4th fret of the G string, right? Then we have 5th fret of the B string, 4th fret of the E string, and 7th fret of the E string. And so if we walk that back down, it's going to go 7th, 4th, 5th, 4th, 6th, 7th. Now we have some extra notes that go underneath the chord, right? So it'll be 7th fret, then 7th fret on the low E string, and 4th fret of the low E string. Right? So it'll go like this. Right? So we can play that. Let's play it 2 times through, right? At a fairly slow tempo, right? Oh, 2 times through. My bad. Alright, so if we're in the key of E, there's 2 other chords that are major, right? This is our E major arpeggio, right? So let's go up to our 4 chord. Our 4 chord in the scale is A major. And we can find that on the A string at the 12th fret, right? Same arpeggio shape, right? So it'll be 12th, 11th, 9th, 10th, 9th, 12th, and then back down. 12th, 9th, 10th, 9th, 11th, 12th, 12th, 9th, 12th, 12th. Alright, so if we play through that one, same thing. Twice, pretty slow. For some reason, with this arpeggio shape, that interval right there always gives me trouble. I don't know what it is. If I'm going somewhat fast, just be aware that's kind of difficult. At least for me. You might have a different spot that's difficult for you, whatever. Okay, so there's our 4 chord. Let's go up to our 5 chord. It's our B. So let's go up 2 more frets, right? We're on an A. I'm paying attention to this A right here on the 12th fret. My pinky is the root, right? So if we go up 2 more frets, right? So A sharp, B, right? There's our 5. Yeah? Alright, so here's our 1, 4, 5. Right, that's our E, A. B. E. Now, there's a cool thing that we can do with some of these arpeggios. There's a couple cool things, right? You can play them every other note, which would be... Right? I'm going... Right. Root, fifth, third, root, fifth, third, and then it starts over again. Root, fifth, right? Or we can do them in groups of 3, right? So we go, instead of skipping every other like we just did, we could go 1, 2, 3, whoops, 1, 2, 3, and then step back 1 step. Right, so it would be root, third, fifth, root, fifth, root, third, fifth. Right, and then we could go to our A. Into our B. Back to our E. Right? So there's our arpeggios in groups of 3 and skipping every other. So now let's change it to a minor arpeggio, right? We have our E major shape. Remember last time we went over the minor shape? It's kind of difficult to play. It's kind of almost impossible, so you got to split it up into 2 different voicings. So, same thing. So I'm on 7th fret, then of the A string, right? And then I go to 5th fret of the D string, 4th fret of the G string, 5th fret, right? There's my other E, right? Do you remember the octave shapes from episode 2, right? So, and then we have our 3rd fret instead of our 4th because the 3rd of our chord gets lowered to a flat 3rd, right? And then we still have the 5th. So the roots and the 5ths are the same. The 3rds get lowered to a flat 3rd, right? So root, flat 3rd, 5th, root, flat 3rd, 5th. So, and when you get back here, you go back to this 5th on the low E string on the 7th fret, and then our flat 3rd on the G. Well, it's a G, but it's 3rd fret of the low E string. Right? So really slowly through this. Right? And I believe, I'm not a huge metalhead, but I believe a lot of guys do a lot of sweeping with this position. Right? Somebody put in the comments if I'm wrong, because I don't play a whole lot of metal. I actually just kind of got into metal a little bit, so it's pretty awesome. I'm enjoying it anyways. Alright, so there's our minor arpeggio, right? You can do the same exercises through it. Oh, this one's hard. Woo! Wasn't expecting that. I didn't practice that going into this. So let's go groups of 3. Like I said, that always trips up my right hand back there. Right? Okay, so let's go to our A minor, right? Our minor 4 chord. So same thing. Let's just go through the arpeggio. So none of the three things. Groups of 3. All right, here we go. And then to our B chord. Right? So hopefully that's making sense to you guys. Yeah, there's some sweeping things you can do with this shape. I know this is like a Yngwie shape. Right? All I'm doing is I'm doing a pull off. I'm starting on the top, on the 7th fret. So 7th to 3rd. And that's an upstroke. And upstroke on the B string on the 5th fret. And then I'm sweeping through 4th, 5th, and 3rd. I don't know how to sweep, but for some of you metalheads out there, come on, tell me, give me some info on what if I'm anywhere close to right about that. All right, maybe I'll get hired for a metal gig someday, and that'll be fun. All right, so now let's try to harmonize the scale, right? I think it's really important to know how a scale kind of works and how it all goes together. So major, our 1 chord is major. So here's our major shape on the E. Now our 2 chord is minor. So we'll slide up 2 frets to the F sharp and play the minor arpeggio. Now our 3 chord is minor. So we'll slide up 2 more frets to a G sharp, G sharp minor. Now slide up 1 fret for our 4 chord. Our 3 and our 4 are right next to each other. So here's our 4. On the 12th fret, it's our A. It's an A major. Now we have our B, 2 frets higher. We have our C sharp minor, it's 2 frets higher, right? Oops. Right? And we have our D sharp diminished. I'm going to play that down here just because it's getting a little cramped up here and some of you guys might be on acoustic or something. So I'm going to go back. So here's our E right here, but our D sharp is going to be on the 6th fret. And it's going to be 6th, 4th, 2nd, right? Diminished has a slightly different shape. It lowers the 3rd and the 5th, right? So 6th, 4th, 2nd, 4th, 2nd, 5th. And then our low ones would be 5th and 2nd. Unless you're playing either metal or jazz, you're probably not going to play that all that often, but it's awesome, and just learn it anyways. All right, and then back to our E. All right, so we'll go through this real quick. Minor, G sharp minor, A major, B major, C sharp minor, and then D sharp diminished, and then E major. Yeah! Alright guys, make sure you check back in the next couple of days. We're gonna start on our pentatonic scales and learn how to solo. right, with pentatonic, and then we'll learn some major scale, right? Right, you can do some of those shreddy stuff, right? And we'll play. Let's see. Yeah, and then I'll in the next one I'm gonna have a backing track for you to play along with, so you can learn how to use some of this stuff in solo. So be on the lookout for that. And thanks again for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. And last but not least, if you've seen these arpeggios before, let me know where or what songs you're listening to that got them in them. I would love to check it out. And just out of my own curiosity, I would love to know what style and genre of music you guys play. Whoever you are tuning in, I would love to get to know you and hear from you. So make sure you put that in the comments. Let me know, and I'll try my best to respond quickly. And see you in the next video.